I thought this was pretty interesting. We've seen this reported a lot of different places in regards to like statistically when is the best time per year to buy a home. Now, I really wanted to show you some graphs today in regards to like the velocity of Carlsbad real estate and where it sits. And just know that we're like super seasonal, meaning like it's okay in the winter, and then it climbs really high up in the summer, and then it falls off a cliff during the winter. Now, not in the sense to where like it doesn't make sense to buy or it doesn't make sense to sell. It's just from a competitive level, how many listings hit the market and how many buyers are in the market. It definitely peaks during the summer, and I think that's most of California is like that. And that's, they're out of school, summer, it's warmer, it's nicer out, there's more inventory. So it feels like if there's more inventory, that's where we need to take action. And it can feel at times when there's not a lot of inventory, it may feel at times that like this isn't the right time to buy a home. But listen, I've been doing this for 19 years, and some of our best months in real estate have been in December. Actually, most years, our best months are in December. I'm not really sure why that happens. However, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get a significantly better deal during the winter. However, if you want less competition, winter is definitely the time that I would be buying a home, especially right now, all the way up until like a week before Christmas is a very opportune time to buy a home. Now, you're probably thinking like, well, if we want to buy a home and the inventory kind of falls off a cliff, like, aren't we limiting our options? And the answer would be kind of. But what I would recommend doing is working with a real estate agent that understands how to identify homes that are not on the market and then get those access to you. So keep in mind, we had a lot of listings this year in Carlsbad. We have a lot right now. I think we're sitting a little bit north of 300 right now with about 100 that are under contract. Not all of those 300 are going to sell. A lot of them are just going to choose to take it off the market for the winter. So if you're looking for like a, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 2,800 square feet, your budget's a little under $2 million. First thing we're going to look at is what's on the market. The second thing what we're going to look at is what was on the market that came off the market. We're still going to reach out to those real estate agents and listing agents and figure out where their sellers are sitting right now. Would they still entertain an offer? And so with an agent that understands how to do that and actually puts in the work to identify those listings, I think right now is an opportune time to be writing offers. So if you're thinking about making the move and it's not terribly inconvenient right now, I think now is a really good time. So let's look at some of these statistics in regards to why they say that October 12th through 18th, which I think today's the 17th. So we've got one more day for you to buy in the best week during the year. I would say the hardest time to buy a home or the most stressful time to buy a home is actually May and June when everybody's out there, there's competition, it's multiple offers. Like, I don't know that that's ever really fun. Um, so here we go. Based on historical trends, the third week in October may see up to 32.6% more active listings than the start of the year. That would be a really good reason to do it. You can save upwards of $15,000. Again, where Carlsbad, I think that number is going to be a little higher. That's based on a $440,000 average sales price. And I did look this up for Carlsbad. It is pretty much the same in regards to this assumption. This year's been a crazy year. There's still a lot of people out there wondering, like, I'm going to sit on the market or sit off the market until rates come down. I'd love to tell you rates are going to come down. I don't think they're going to come down. I think this is going to be like, and they shouldn't come down. Nobody makes money in a 3% market, right? This is why we're in this problem because we had a 3% market. It's not because we're away from the 3% market. It's because we had a 3% mortgage market. That's why we're in this problem right now. There's still a supply gap. And we're going to talk about that with today's new listings. That's definitely an issue. The listings that are hitting the market right now are not the standard in the middle Carlsbad listings that we're used to. And again, we'll talk about that when we get to today's listings. Are we in a buyer's market? I would still say Carlsbad, we're probably in a balanced market right now. We've got about 3 months worth of inventory, and we haven't had 3 months worth of inventory maybe since 2013, 2012, maybe, and even 9, 10, 11, we had like a lot of inventory back then, right? But then, everything kind of cleaned up. Short sales became normal. We got out of the foreclosure market. And then literally for 12 years, we have been on a crazy bull run. And listen, I would say we're still on a bull run right now. I don't think the bull run has ended. But quote, we have a little bit of an insurance plan that most of the country doesn't have. We call that the Ocean, and we're landlocked in Carlsbad. So they can't really build our way out of this. It's infill and stuff like that. Yes, there are a couple parcels that are being developed right now, but by and large, we are pretty much landlocked, or not pretty much. We are landlocked. There's your listing count right there. I will put this story in the comments below after the live. You guys can take a look at it. I know that nobody buys home based on statistics. Like if you guys are watching the market every single day and you're like, wait, the rate dropped and then, a little bit more listings. Okay, it's time to pull the trigger. That's not how real estate works. And if you're thinking about selling your home, I will tell you that people do not buy based on interest rates. They don't buy based on the market. They don't buy based on the time of the year. They buy because there is a life event that is causing them to buy. And that's typically how it goes. Now, when there's a life event causing somebody to buy or rent a home, then they look at the analytics. Okay, well, it makes sense for us to buy right now. Financially, is this the right time to buy? And then they get into all the analytics stuff. But if you ask 100% of all the buyers that bought a home last month in Carlsbad, they would say, well, we didn't buy because rates went up or rates went down. We didn't buy because inventory went up or inventory went down. We bought because we needed another bedroom, or we want to be closer to the high school, or we're having another kid, or we're a job relocation, or we're downsizing, or we're upsizing. There's always a reason that people have to do what they need to do, and then they justify it with the market, right? So in Carlsbad, because we have real estate seasonality, not so much like seasonality, there's really not a bad time to buy a home if you understand exactly what you're looking for and you work with a real estate agent who understands the market and who can uncover that inventory that maybe is not active right now. And listen, the easiest time to do that, and yes, I'm biased. Yes, I'm in real estate, so take this for what it's worth. The easiest time to do that is right now. Hardest time to do that is in June when everybody else is competing with it. Okay, so I'll put this story below. Again, if you're on the fence about buying a home, this is not something I'd be running for the fences for right now because it's the greatest opportunity in the last 15 years. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that statistically speaking, when you look at the numbers behind us, remember, we can only connect the dots looking backwards. So you're going to find that right now is a very equitable time to buy real estate. Hey, thanks so much for watching this episode of the Carlsbad Report. If you have not already, there is a link in the description below to go to a page that looks just like this. We send one email out every single Thursday at 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, and it is everything that you need to know to stay in front of the Carlsbad real estate market. It's totally free. It's one email a month. There's no obligation. You don't even need to use us as your real estate team. I just want to make sure you're informed of everything that's going on, and you can unsubscribe anytime. So click the link below, register for the email. It's Thursdays at 2 o'clock. It's read by thousands. I know you're going to love it, and we'll see you on the next one. In the meantime, check out related video above or consider subscribing to the channel. All right? Thanks a lot, and we'll see you tomorrow on the next one.